I paddled out at 6 o'clock, and I got outside about 6:04. Larry had caught a wave, and I was outside. It was about 300 yards out. And I stood up, sat up on my board, and about 2 minutes later, I looked to my right, and a shark had just came out of the water, opened his mouth, and had clamped down on my leg right here. I instantly thought I'd got to get him off my leg, so I hit him on top of the nose twice. His tail swished back and forth a little bit. Couldn't tell how big he was. His head was probably about this big around and maybe this high, and so I hit him on top of the nose right here, and he kind of just looked at me and then kind of went back down. I'm not sure if he gashed me again on the way back. And Larry tried to hit him with a paddle of his wave ski, but he said he missed. And then at that point, we just tried to get in. He towed me for about 20 yards, and then it was kind of hard for him to tow me and pull him in. So a wave came, so I caught it, got all the way into shore on my stomach, and then because I was out before Kalama Park gate was open, I knew I had to get back to my car at Foodland to get a cell phone or find someone to call 911, so I hoofed it through the parking lot, and then I realized that there was a lot of blood, but it didn't look like an artery or anything. So I caught a wave all the way to shore, got off my leash, and then got through the parking lot. I had to get to Foodland to find someone with a cell phone to dial 911.
And so, I mean, visibly, what did the wound look like? Was it just?
Well, at this one on top was the major one. It's got the most stitches on it. It had flapped over, so I saw it all the way. It was totally cut open, so I could see it flapping. That's where a lot of the blood was coming. And then this one right here was really gnarly. That it was jagged, and it looked like Larry thought there might have been a tooth in there, but that was bleeding really bad, so there was a lot of blood all over my foot and then going down my leg from here.
And you went out with a buddy?
No, I was by myself.
Just met him out there.
Yeah, he had paddled out dark and paddled from Cove Park because the gate wasn't open, and I walked through from Foodland and then paddled out.
So, I mean, was it difficult to walk at that point?
Oh yeah, it hurt. It really hurt on this cut right here. I'm not sure if there's something severed or torn or injured, but yeah, it hurt quite a bit.
Were you scared when you saw the shark?
Well, by the time I saw the shark, he was already on my leg, so my first reaction was to get him off my leg. And then it was just survival after that. Yeah. I mean, adrenaline kicks in, and then I think, I was going, screaming, and let's get out of here, of course. But.
And he was in screaming distance, the other surfer?
Well, actually, Larry had paddled up right behind me, so he had caught a wave, and he was coming up to say good morning, and it just instantly just happened.
Yeah. And was this the first time you had ever a shark encounter?
Oh, no. I've had several. First time I've ever been bitten, but I've seen sharks in the water before, and I've been circled by some sharks on Oahu and Haleiwa when I was younger. And I've been bumped by a shark at Pacala's on Kauai when I lived there. And I've seen some sharks at Rainbows back in the 70s. That's one of my birds.
So, getting back to the story, were you, I don't know if this is an appropriate question, but did you ever feel about possibility of you're not going to make it or anything like that?
Well, the one thing I was worried about is if he had grabbed my leg and then took me down, but he hadn't yanked me off my board, so that was a good sign. And then I was trying to get the other guy to pull me in, but he wasn't moving quick enough, so I took it upon myself to catch that wave and get in. And my only concern at that point was I knew I had a leg because I kept it proned up so it wouldn't be dragging, and I just wondered, there was a lot of blood. I was just hoping, I didn't see any arterial spurting going on, so I was hoping that I wouldn't bleed out by the time I got across the parking lot, which by the time I was walking, I realized that I was probably going to make it. Yeah.
There's no bystanders at that time? I mean, cars going by or anything?
Well, cars are going by. That's what I did. As soon as I got near the intersection, I yelled and had a car stop. And another gal was going to go look at the surf. She was like, huh? I don't have a cell phone, but I knew I had to get to at least Kihei Road to find someone with a cell phone because nobody was in the park. It was closed.
That's pretty long. I mean, that's fairly long distance from the rocks to the Kihei Road.
Yeah, maybe 250 yards.
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, gas like that.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
So, were you after the fact, as the day progressed, and you went to the hospital? Were you concerned about your health, being an athlete, which I understand you are? Being able to be 100%.
Oh, definitely. Sure. I think my major concern is bacterial infection, staph or anything else was my main concern, and I was hoping that with my profession that I'll be able to, still work and train and do everything I want to do.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your athletic background is, what you do?
Well, I played volleyball in college. My father was a tennis professional. I play tennis. I do triathlons. I've done 6 Honolulu marathons. I'm a PGA professional. I'm a teaching professional at Elier Golf Course. And I like to ski and everything else, fish and run and bike. And I'm also a realtor at Coldwell Banker, Island Properties. So I stay busy.
All right. And of course, surfer, obviously.
Yeah, I was still surfer.
Yeah. So surf-wise, was there anything different about that day when you went out, like the water or anything like that?
No, I got up early and went down and looked at surf, which I usually do, and I knew it still was up, so I saw somebody out before me, which is usually a good thing. I always know the dangers of going out early at Kalama Bowls, and like I said, it was my time. I was the first one for the food chain for that guy. It was just wrong timing.
And the size of the shark again was about your hand. You can.
Well, I can't.
The head.
The head was about this big, but I can't tell how long it was. Yeah, he was around my leg about like that.
Did you see him after the bite at all, like on the way into the shore?
No, and I wasn't looking back.
Right. Good thing. Anything else? Can you discuss any thanks to any bystanders that help you out?
Oh yeah, there was a Larry, and afterwards we can get his name, possibly his last name. I forgot his last name. He was very good. The paramedics were excellent, and there were some surfers that, my friends that surf Kalama Bowls were coming down early to surf, and they took off their shirts and helped me stop the bleeding around my ankle and leg. There was a lot of great people. Like I said, the paramedics were excellent, doctors, and everybody were good.
And I hear you've been phone's been off the hook.
Yeah, I've had a lot of friends call, and it's been a pretty busy day. I'll be happy when it's all over, actually. Get back to healing. Hopefully train soon.
Good. And what about medication? What kind of medication?
I'm on antibiotics, and they gave me some painkillers. Last night was really, really painful. Today isn't too bad. It's just towards my top of my foot keeps bleeding out when I stand up, so my wife won't let me walk around much.
Yes. Well, how is walking around? Is it basically it hurts?
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts, but
Hurts more today as
no, yesterday hurt more, definitely. Last night it hurt, but I think after all the adrenaline and the stress and the shock and all that of just happening, I think my whole body's calming down, so able to relax a little bit more. I think being able to breathe a little slower.
Yeah. Good. And how many describe the wounds? How many stitches on each one?
Oh, I can't count them around here.
Oh, the doctor didn't say?
Well, when one of the police officers for the DNLR came in, he asked the doctor, and the doctor said estimate about 100 to 110. So I don't know. I wasn't watching. Just stitch them up. Or I wasn't counting either.
All right. Anything you want to add?
Don't be afraid to go in the water. There's a lot of sharks out there, but it's very rare. I just happened to be the one that day. I don't want it to hurt tourism. I want everybody to come to Maui, enjoy the surf, and come here and buy property and take golf lessons.
Well, and also, sort of, what's your feelings about going back out again?
Well, I hope Billy Hamilton sees this somewhere in the world, and I want to save that surfboard, and I'd sure like another one, and I don't want to surf that one again.
Actually, my camera went weird on that. What do you feel like? How do you feel about going back out?
Oh, I want to surf again. I definitely do.
Yeah, so no trepidation at all?
Well, there's always a vision of that shark on your leg, and that will probably stick with me for a while, but it's not going to stop me from going in the water. As soon as I can run and swim, I'll swim and run and bike again, and I'll be in the water. Sure.
And tell us a little bit about that surfboard.
Oh, it was a beautiful Billy Hamilton 8-foot Bonzer that he shaped for me, and I used to airbrush for him on Kauai a long time ago, and he took it off a template I had on another longboard, and he made it, and it's a fantastic board. I want to keep that board, and I just hope if he ever sees this, he'll call me up and I can get another one from him.